This is John with Range Up Outdoors. This is my first video. I'm way too white and not very good, but we'll see how it goes. We're reviewing the Son of Liberty Gunworks today rifle. The exact model is their M4-76 13.7 inch pinned and welded barrel. And we're about to give it a go. We will be comparing it against this rifle today. This is my LWRC 16 inch direct impingement rifle. Has a heavy spiral fluted barrel. Really nice gun. Not a great comparison, this being a rifle, that's a carbine, but both top quality guns and similar features, price range, at least in my opinion. All right, here we go. Grain full metal jacket to start off with. Just a few features. We'll go in more details on a tabletop a little bit later in the video. But this does come from the factory with the NOX flash hider. It's a comp slash flash hider. Really nice muzzle device. I do have the primary arms 3x prism scope with the ACSS reticle. And this is the BCM little vertical grip and Blue Force Vickers tactical sling. Everything else on here is stock from factory. We're at 60 yards away from the middle target. That's a full-size IPSC target. All right, now we'll do 10 rounds out of the LWRC real quick. Gun shoots much better than I can, obviously. But hopefully this channel will get me better also. All right, I think I've got about 10 rounds in here of the PMC 55 grain again. I've got this on 3X as well, just to kind of match up with that scope. This is the SIG line scope though. It's a 2 to 7 power scope, really nice. It is illuminated also. It has a crosshairs reticle. Didn't lock back. That's probably on me. This is my main hunting gun. It's been with me on a lot of trips. Well, not my main hunting gun. It's my main gun when I'm going to the farm just to mess around, possibly looking for hogs, just stuff like that. For deer hunting, I like to use a little bit bigger caliber. But anyway, Clear. All right, back with the Son of Liberty Gunworks M4-76, shooting some M855. It's a Federal American Eagle, just an old batch I've had. This 13.7-inch barrel is one of my favorite things about the gun. Just a really cool length. Just a really cool length. And of course, if you don't know already, with that style muzzle brake, that's long enough to get us to the 16 inches we need to be legal. So pretty cool setup. Here we go. Super smooth. That M855's running a little bit hotter than the other rounds. Shoots great though. All right, we're about to do the accuracy part of the shooting. We're set up at exactly 100 yards. We're going to start off shooting the only match ammo I have, which is the IMI 77 grain OTM LR Mod 1. Going to try that first off on these colder barrels to try to get the most out of them, and then from there we're going to move on to, I've got some more of the M855 Federal American Eagle. And then I have some more IMI M193 55 grain. And if I didn't say, the M855 is 62 grain, of course. And then we also are going to be shooting this PMC 55 grain full metal jacket. All right, again, starting off with the 77 grain OTM by IMI. We're going to be doing 5-shot groups again with the Son of Liberty Gunworks M4-76. And also versus the LWRC 16-inch IC DI, individual car being their DI version. I believe that was 5. Hopefully not 4. I do believe I pulled that one. Alright, up next, the PMC 55 grain full metal jacket boat tail. This PMC I do believe is made by Remington, or at least it was. That is wrong. No, it's not. PMC 55 grain, full metal jacket. Bottom right target. Alright, 5 rounds.
3.
Just got done shooting our 5-shot groups. My GoPro did die, so I'm not sure how much of the close-ups you guys got. Maybe best because the shooting was terrible by me. About to shoot our last round with this gun. Great rifle. We're going to do, after this, we'll take it to the tabletop and go into details. Last mag is full of MagTech 77 grain OTM ammo. It hurts shooting it, but it will be fun. Target at 60 yards. That's it, guys. We're about to be going straight into another accuracy test, this time at 50 yards, doing 4-shot groups. 50 yards to help me and to allow for a little bit more precise shooting. Picture with the 3x magnification. 4-shot groups just to help speed up the clip since I'm taking longer between each shots. I will not be showing the results from the 100 yards group just simply because they were not good, and they definitely don't represent what those 2 rifles are capable of. The bad shooting was on me, not the firearms. Not to mention also my primary arms optic is shooting high, or it was during those scenes. You guys may have noticed it during the close-up video of me shooting the IPSC target. I was aiming at the middle main area and hitting pretty often up high right below the neck. So when doing the accuracy tests, several of my shots actually went over the target. And not to mention my close-up camera died on me during those clips. And of course I didn't realize all of this till afterwards. Additionally, I do want to apologize about the clip we're about to go to. This little microphone right here was not working. I believe from me laying on the ground, the signals were getting blocked because I was shooting at a target that was further downhill. So I'm having to use the recording from my camera, and it was extremely windy that day, guys. So I am sorry about that. If any of y'all have some hints about this thing right here and in particular, how to keep this thing right here on, just fell off then, please let me know. It's about to drive me batshit crazy. All right then, shooting part 2.
Next up, 77 grain OTM. IMI. M4-76, 77 grain OTM. If I'm not mistaken, the LR Mod 1, and it is a IMI offering. Gonna be going for the top middle one. Not back that time though.
So, for the Son of Liberties, the M855 from the first shots was about 3 3/4 inches. That was that one right there, which that definitely was my fault. The 77 grain OTM, that's right at 1 3/4 of an inch. And then the M193, that's right at 1 1/2 inch. Now, the M855 that I shot for the Son of Liberties the second time, that one is at 2 1/2 inches. Excuse me, 2 inches. So, a lot better than 3 3/4 of an inch from that one right there. So, obviously, on me. And then, moving on to the LWRC. So for the M855, we got 2 1/2 inches. For the 77 grain OTM by IMI, we got 1 3/4 of an inch. Now, if I wouldn't have jerked that one, that was a 1/2 inch. And then the M193 was the best one, right at 1 1/2 inches. So anyway, y'all, guns are much better than me shooting. All right, guys, y'all should just finish watching a little shooting video of this gun right here, Son of Liberty Gunworks M4-76. Let's dive into the features a little bit. Starting at the tip, they have their NOX Muzzle Device, 3-prong flash hider, but also has ports, 3 ports on the top side, 3 ports on the right side. So gives it some compensation as well. Very good muzzle device. I really enjoy it a lot. As you probably noticed in the video, very flat shooting, and does a great job, like all 3 prongs does, with suppressing that flash. Try to show that up close a little bit. Maybe you can see it better. The ports on top and on the right side there. So just want to point out real quick with the muzzle device, I have seen these online with the A2 flash hider as well. So your model Pacifics may vary some, but mine did come with a NOX flash hider / compensator. Back to the rail, they do call this their M76 wedge lock rail. Supposedly the locking system on this, which has a bolt, I'm pretty certain that comes right through here, if you can see that. And it keeps it from rotating or torquing from side to side. Great rail, feels great in the hand, and that's the main thing I can tell you. I don't have any great experience in the field or in the military, but just from a shooting aspect, this rail in particular fits great in my hand. It has the M-lock at the 3, 6, and 9 positions, and it has just these large vent holes on the offset spots, which of course help greatly with keeping the barrel cool. When I was shooting it on video, which y'all saw, it was a hot day. Although I didn't just do mag dump after mag dump, I never noticed any issues with the heat, never felt anything on the hand. The barrel, again, as I've already mentioned, it's a 13.7 inch barrel. It is pin and welded. They did a great job pin and welding it. By far the best I've ever seen. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it is the smallest little nipple right there. I mean, if all companies could do it like that, it would be nice. I wish I had my Colt out here, my 14.5 inch SOCOM. I could show you what the opposite end of the spectrum looks like compared to that. All right, so the barrel is chrome moly vanadium is the material. It's a 1x7 twist, and of course it is threaded at 1/2 by 28 threads. Moving on to the lower, another one of my favorite features with this gun, this does have the true M16 cut lower, meaning if you were to, for whatever reason, you were able to legally make this into a machine gun by drilling the 3rd hole, this does have the lower that you could do that with. It's not illegal for companies to make them, but for some reason many companies, Arrow, Anderson, you name them, Colt, they've all done them. But good on Son of Liberty Gunworks for not doing that. The fire control in there, they call it their Liberty Fighting Trigger. So we're going to pull that trigger real quick. For me personally, it feels like a good mil-spec trigger. I mean, it's definitely not a Geisley, it's nothing fancy, but it's a really nice mil-spec. Very short reset. You push through that wall, it breaks automatically. And no creep, no slack, and resets real firm, real quick. So great trigger overall. So as I said, there's going to be no creep on this thing. We'll double check, make sure it is clear. We are clear. All right. So maybe a millimeter there. I don't even know if you can notice that movement. I'm up against the wall. Push through it, break. Reset. I don't know if you can see that, not much at all. Very crisp reset. Once again, you're right up against the wall off the reset. Clean break. Good mil-spec trigger. Nothing to complain about at all. All right, moving up to the upper. Their bolt, it is a full auto bolt. It's supposed to be, from what I read, a really good quality bolt. I've got no issues with it. I love their logo they have on it. That does have a meaning to it. I would have to look it up and see, but it is a cool meaning, if I remember correctly when I first looked at this. All right. Full auto bolt. It is HPT and MPI tested. So high pressure tested and MPI tested. Chrome lined gas key. And carrier. Charging handle is a Raptor LT. Good as you can get. And as I mentioned in the video, this is the Primary Arms 3X scope. Has a ACSS reticle in it. Great optic. Great optic. Now, for me, taking those groups at 100 yards, I would want something more than this. At least if I'm trying to do precision shooting, taking a hog with this, I would feel comfortable with it. If I've been practicing with it and I really know how it shoots, definitely no issues with that. Great scope or optic. All right, so moving on back, and again, this is the thing about this gun. It's just full of features, from tip to stock, slam full of features. Every aspect of it has something nice to it, something you would associate with a top tier rifle. And that's the thing about this gun. In 2020, did I overpay? Yeah, absolutely. It was tough to stomach. But knowing the prices then, knowing how our political climate's always wishy-washy, which I am definitely not giving up on our ability to own rifles like this. In my mind, if we stay together and fight, we won't lose that right. But still, like everyone else, I wanted to make sure I had what I needed, or felt like what I needed, or had what I wanted, or at least what I could afford. So I'm glad I got it. I really am. When I first bought this rifle, I actually thought about selling it pretty quickly, but then after taking it to the range, shooting it several times, it quickly became my favorite AR, at least in the beginning, that honeymoon hype, and now it's still right up there. Definitely probably is one of my favorites, if not my favorite. Well, it definitely is one of my favorites. All right, so back to the stock and the buffer. So this has the A5 buffer in it. If you guys do not know, and the A5 was created, basically the military was requesting features, from the best of my understanding, that would make the M4 more reliable. So they were wanting to add the rifle length buffer onto the carbine, and that's where this came up with. Now, the military never did adopt it, but it still found its way to the civilian market. Thank goodness, because it's a great feature. You'll notice the space right here, from where the stock is all the way in up to the castle nut. With a normal mil-spec buffer, you wouldn't have that space. But this is all the way in. And it's there because this buffer is longer. It's the rifle length. Also, talking about the castle nut, Son of Liberty Gunworks, again, just doing top-notch work on every aspect. You can see where they staked this very well to the castle nut. Did it there and right there. And I know some people who, like to change their furniture often, or, whatever. They don't see that as a necessary thing. And I agree to a certain extent, but if you're having your main home defense, shit hit the fan rifle, then I think you definitely want all these features. It certainly does. The actual buffer that is in this is called their A5-2 buffer, is from Beltor. I believe it's the equivalence of their H2 buffer. I may be wrong, but I believe that's how it goes. I'm not sure if you guys can see that or not. Also, hopefully you can see the M16 cut lower. On one that's not an M16 cut, basically this thicker area you're seeing at the back of the lower, it would extend out much further. Mr. Guns and Gear has a great video on this. He talks about several things in regards to machine guns and lowers and just the NFA. Great info. And onto the furniture with the stock and with the pistol grip. This is the B5 Systems furniture. I really like it. Pistol grip's got a great angle to it. Everybody's starting to kind of trend this way, of course, and I enjoy it as well. There is no type of adhesion or any type of stippling or anything on the back side. I personally probably would prefer it if I had to pick. Either way, it's still not that big a deal. I don't notice it that much, to be honest. The sides and the front's very aggressive. If you got little tender hands, it might bother you. I like it, though. I think once you get used to it, it serves a good purpose. And the B5 stock, I do like. With my stature being a smaller frame, I typically do like regular mil-spec stocks. Some of the SOP mod stocks, the cheek welds are just too wide for me. They get in my way with the groove in my shoulder where I want my stock to be. But this is kind of a median area between that end and the mil-spec, so I really like it, actually. The pad on the back, personally for me, maybe if it was a little bit longer, where it would get in deeper into my shoulder pocket. But other than that, it's great. And the pad, the rubber pad, is nice. It grips up well to your clothes or whatever you've got. All right, everybody, that's it for the Son of Liberty's Gunworks M4. Overall, great quality gun. and what you would expect out of a firearm like this. Although it is a rifle, it's definitely more of a carbine though. So you get all the pros of a carbine, the lightweight, just compact maneuverability, and not to mention this one in particular is super cool, super sexy, and stacked full of top tier features. So overall, a great gun. You're not going to get quite the performance as far as accuracy goes as you would with a full-size rifle with maybe a little bit heavier profile barrel, but overall for what it's intended for, just a fantastic rifle and by a fantastic company. And that comes to my final thing, guys. Companies like Sons of Liberty Gunworks, we definitely need to continue to support them, and all companies that support the Second Amendment. Stay active, guys, and make sure we're keeping our politicians held accountable. All right, y'all take care. 10 more rounds with the Glock 48. Again, we're shooting a Spear Lawman 115 grain. Here we go.